What type of tree fits in your hand?
I know. What?
A palm tree.
It's time for the Children's Hour. Kids Public Radio.
Think of someone you love. If you're not feeling good, think of something you love. If you're not feeling good, put your hand on your heart. 'Cause loving yourself is a good place to start. 'Cause loving yourself is a good place to start. It's okay sometimes if you feel down and out. You're feeling so much you just want to scream and shout. Open your mind and open up. You too will drink from the loving cup. You too will drink from the loving cup. Are abounding around every day. Don't think too much, just get out of your own way. Lift your heart, open up. You too will drink from the loving cup. You too will drink from the loving cup. Yeah, you too will drink from the loving cup. The loving, you too will drink from the loving.
That was Michael and the Rock Nest Monsters with a brand new release called A Good Place to Start. You're listening to the Children's Hour. I'm Katie Stone. I am delighted to be at the Outpost Performance Space with a whole lot of kids and also on Zoom. Hello, everybody.
Hello.
And who do we have with us?
Hi, it's Thorfinn.
Hi, it's Max.
Hi, it's Mateo.
Hi, it's Joe.
Hi, it's Jude.
Hi, it's Daniel.
Well, thank you all so much for being with us on the show today. Today, we are celebrating Earth Day, and the way we're going to do that is thinking about the Earth and where we go enjoy our planet Earth. And I know one of my favorite places to go is any place that has the word park or wilderness or wildlife area. Is there anyone on the crew who really loves parks and wildernesses and wildlife areas?
I go skiing. I go hiking. I went to the park this morning. I think every single weekend in the morning, we almost always go to the park in the morning.
Me and my family really like to go hiking and bike riding when we have time.
I go to the bosque probably every other weekend or something. We sometimes go past the river.
The Bosque, for those of you who don't live here in beautiful New Mexico, that's what we call what's called a riparian area along a river. And the Bosque here, I would assume you're talking about the Rio Grande.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's a very special river, and it goes right through New Mexico. Well, today on the show, we have a couple of guests who are going to be talking about their love of nature, and we're going to learn about how wilderness areas and national parks come to be with our very special guest, Congresswoman Teresa Leger Fernandez. She represents New Mexico's 3rd Congressional District, and we also have on the show today someone who maybe a lot of the grown-ups have heard of, who has a brand new children's book with her daughter. We have Barbara and Lily Kingsolver, and we're going to hear about their brand new book for kids. And we'll learn about the Junior Ranger program. This is Peter Lenton and friends.
Yo ho, Mama Bear, yo ho.
Yo ho, Mama Bear, yo ho.
This is your home, I know, I know.
This is your home, I know, I know.
We will celebrate this sacred space.
We'll celebrate this sacred space.
And I hope I don't see your beautiful face. Hey, hey, Papa Cougar, hey. People are coming, so better run away. We just wanna have a place to play. Hey, hey, Papa Cougar, hey. Aye, aye, baby eagle, aye. May you find your wings and fly. Chase your dreams and they'll carry you high. Aye, aye, baby eagle, aye. Ooh, ooh, wise owl, ooh, ooh. We'd be smart to listen to you. Mother Nature knows a heart that's true. Ooh, ooh, wise owl, ooh, ooh. Yo ho, Mama Bear, yo ho. Hey, hey, Papa Cougar, hey. Aye, aye, baby eagle, aye. Ooh, ooh, wise owl, ooh, ooh.
You're listening to the Children's Hour, and I am so excited to have our guest with us here at the Outpost Performance Space. It's Congresswoman Teresa Leger Fernandez. And you maybe have not heard of her if you don't live in New Mexico, but she's one of our favorite Congresspeople, and I'll tell you why. She really, really cares about planet Earth. Welcome to the Children's Hour.
I am so excited to be here. Buenos dias, everybody.
Well, Congresswoman, we just got very curious about this being the 100th anniversary this year of wilderness areas in the United States. And by the way, they began in New Mexico. You want to talk a little bit about that?
There are many special places around the United States that need protecting. So the Gila Wilderness is such an amazing place because it has beautiful wilderness areas of streams and mountains and wildlife, but it also has ruins of Native Americans who built cliff dwellings. And when we go visit those cliff dwellings, we learn about our history. Native Americans will come and tell us that they are still connected to those places. And that's why it was so exciting that after we protected that, Congress, presidents said, we should be protecting more places like this. We started protecting parks, places like Yosemite and the Grand Canyon and other wilderness areas for people from around the world to come and visit to learn about our planet, our plants, and the people who've come before.
What's the difference between a national park and a regular park?
A regular park might be something that you go in at your city. You have city parks where you have soccer fields, playgrounds. But a national park is part of a network, and people around the world know about the amazing national parks that the United States has. In fact, it's been called America's best ideas, and they're protected for everybody to come. And I need to tell you that I actually have a co-sponsor of a bill that's called the Explore Act, where we would make it free for every fourth grader to be able to go to a national park. So we're always looking for ways to get more people to our national parks.
How do you decide where to make a national park or wilderness and where to let people do things?
We actually listen to the people from the community. Here in New Mexico, together with Senator Heinrich, we have a bill called the Cerro de la Olla Wilderness Area, where community members from Taos County have come to us and said, this area is really important and we want to protect it. We want to protect it for the wildlife, for recreation, for tourists, hikers. All kinds of people want to use that area. They all got together and they agreed on where we should put the boundaries. What kind of use would we allow in that wilderness area?
So step one was the community came to you. Step two, is that where you come in?
Yes, right now it is owned by the American public. It is managed by the Bureau of Land Management. But right now it would be available if somebody wanted to come and maybe do some mining on it. Mining is important and necessary, but there are places where you can mine that don't destroy precious areas. We want to protect it because there are maybe 2,000 elk that winter at Cerro de la Hoya. And if we had off-road vehicles tearing up there and going down, they would destroy the important trails that the elk use. So even though right now it's owned by the public, we're going to protect it for the future for the elk. And the ranchers and Taos Pueblo, Native Americans want it protected. Business people want it protected. Because there's already cattle that graze there, we said, okay, you can still graze your cattle there. That's a traditional use. Each wilderness can be different based on what people tell us they want.
But that whole thing has to go through Congress, and everyone has to vote on it.
Well, when it goes to Congress, the first thing we do is have a hearing about it. And people who were in favor of the park came and testified, and different Congress people who liked the idea asked them questions. And some Congress people who were worried about it also got to ask their questions. And then you actually need to have a vote of a majority of Congress. It has to pass both the House and the Senate and then get signed into law by the president. It takes a long time to create a wilderness or a park or a monument. But you know what's really important? You know who we listen to? We listen to you. And we really like it when kids send us letters. So if you are interested in something and you want your congressperson to do something, send them a letter and tell them why you think it's important, or tell them why you're worried about it. But that's what we do, is in this process, we listen to our community to give us feedback, to give us their perspective.
And you actually read these letters.
I get thousands and thousands of phone calls and emails and letters, but I need to tell you, our favorite are the handwritten ones that we get from kids.
Aw. Well, you heard it here on the Children's Hour. Today, it's a celebration of Earth Day on the Children's Hour. And our guest today is Congresswoman Teresa Leger Fernandez. We're going to come back in just a minute with more questions for the Congresswoman. This is Ella Jenkins.
Tell me, how did you feel when you came out the wilderness? How did you feel when you came out the wilderness? How did you feel when you came out the wilderness? A-leaning on the Lord. Well, my soul was new when I came out the wilderness. Yes, my soul was new when I came out the wilderness. Oh, yes, my soul was new when I came out the wilderness. A-leaning on the Lord. I looked at my hands and my hands looked new. Looked at my feet and they did too. I started to walk, I had a brand new walk. I started to talk, I had a brand new talk. I started to sing, I had a brand new song. And everybody wondered just what was wrong. 'Cause my soul was new when I came out the wilderness. My heart was too when I came out the wilderness. Oh, well, I loved everybody when I came out the wilderness. A-leaning on the Lord. Oh, tell me, how did you feel when you came out the wilderness? Tell me, how did you feel when you came out the wilderness? Oh, tell me, how did you feel when you came out the wilderness? A-leaning on the Lord. Well, my soul was new when I came out the wilderness. My soul was new when I came out the wilderness. Oh, yes, my soul was new when I came out the wilderness. A-leaning on the Lord. I looked at my hands and my hands looked new. I looked at my feet and they did too. Well, I started to walk, I had a brand new walk. Oh, I started to talk, I had a brand new talk. Oh, well, I started to sing, I had a brand new song. And everybody wondered just what was wrong. 'Cause my soul was new when I came out the wilderness. My heart was too when I came out the wilderness. Oh, well, I loved everybody when I came out the wilderness. A-leaning on the Lord. Yes, I loved everybody when I came out the wilderness. I loved everybody Came out the wilderness a leaning on the Lord. A leaning on the Lord. A leaning, I was leaning on the Lord.
For you, my sweet babe, I wish fish in the seas, birds in the trees, and all the wild wonders, tigers in jungles, all the wild wonders. For you, my sweet babe. For you, my sweet babe, I wish carpets of wildflowers, beetles and butterflies, and all the wild wonders, bright birds of paradise, all the wild wonders. For you, my sweet babe. For this wish to come true, we have so much work to do. All the wild wonders, all the wild wonders. For you, for you. For this wish to come true, we have so much work to do. All the wild wonders, all the wild wonders. I wish, wind for the albatross, clear flowing rivers, and all the wild wonders, forests of giants, all the wild wonders. For you,
That was Coco's Lunch right here on the Children's Hour, where we're celebrating Earth Day by learning about how Congress makes our national parks and wilderness areas with our guest, Congresswoman Teresa Leger Fernandez. Coming up, we'll hear from Evan on our kids crew about being a junior ranger, and we'll meet authors Lily and Barbara Kingsolver.
You're listening to the Children's Hour, Kids Public Radio. We'll be right back.
The Children's Hour is produced by the Children's Hour Incorporated. We're a New Mexico-based nonprofit organization supported by listeners just like you. Learn more about us at childrenshour.org. New Mexico Museum of Natural History and Science, a division of New Mexico's Department of Cultural Affairs, supports the Children's Hour. Visit nmnaturalhistory.org to learn more. Support for the Children's Hour is provided by Electric Playhouse. Learn more at electricplayhouse.com.
park at noon. I may take a little while, but you know I'll be there soon. Then I can strum the chord and you write the line. The melody just kicks in every time. And I know that we've got a ways to go. And I know there'll be times when I'm alone. I could fly right through the clouds, take a trip up to the moon, but I'll never find another friend like you.
Sometimes I don't really like to sing. I'd rather button up my lip and not share anything. But I know there's no better place to hide than with you watching movies warm inside. And I know that we've got a ways to go. And I know there'll be times when I'm alone. I could wander anywhere, who knows what I'll get up to. Still I know I've always got a friend like you. Oh, we'll grow up or so I'm told. Let the new chapters unfold. We may go down separate roads, I know.
Meet you in the dark under the moon. We'll just stay a little while, 'cause it's getting cold out soon. But for now, the stars are out, and I wrote this little tune. I'm so happy that I found a friend like you.
That's the Zing Zangs with their park song from the Good Day release. You're listening to the Children's Hour. I'm Katie Stone. Today on the show, it's Earth Day, and we're celebrating with our Congresswoman Teresa Leger Fernandez, who represents the New Mexico's 3rd Congressional District. It mostly sits up at the border of New Mexico with Colorado. And Congresswoman, you're from northern New Mexico, right?
I am from northern New Mexico. I grew up in our mountains, and my district is one of the biggest districts in the country. I represent the northern part of New Mexico, the eastern part of New Mexico, the southeastern part of New Mexico. My district is bigger than the state of Pennsylvania. It's almost as big as the state of Florida.
Whoa! And that's all one area. Now, it doesn't have as many people, and that is how districts are divided, is by the number of people in a state. So every congressperson has, in theory, around the same number of people.
We all have about 720,000 people. And because of my job in Congress, I sit on the Natural Resources Committee, where we hear about other parks and other states. And so I'm always learning about the beautiful places around our country that need protecting.
Something really unfortunate that happens in a lot of national parks is that they are often the target of vandalism. What should we do when we see that these national parks or wilderness areas have been vandalized?
It's really important to make sure you let the people working at the park know about the vandalism. And then I think it's important for everybody to say, this is not right. We also need in Congress to give more money to the national park agencies so that there are more employees who can help protect the park. And when you all let us know how important the parks are, then we'll say, hey, we need to make sure we protect them and give more funds so that we can hire more people to be park rangers.
So if every kid listening right now wrote to their congressperson, whoever that is, and said, national parks and national wilderness matter to me, and I want to see there be enough people working there to protect them from vandalism, maybe that would make a difference?
It makes a huge difference. We always need to remember we live in the United States of America, which is an incredible democracy, and the people that your Congress members and your senators need to listen to are you.
And folks listening, maybe they're thinking about something in their own neighborhood that they believe is worth protecting. It sounds like the way that you are suggesting to do that is to organize, meet your neighbors, and find agreement that there is something worth protecting, and you will listen.
The best legislation that we ever do comes from the people, and it's working out different positions. Because I need to tell you, like our Cerro de la Olla, someone said, oh, this is not good because ranchers won't like it. Guess what? When I went to Cerro de la Olla, because whenever I do a law, I always want to get the dirt on my boots. So I hiked to the top of the Cerro de la Olla. Well, it was a rancher who picked me up, took me through his ranch, explained why the Cerro de la Olla was important and what he needed to see. And then we went and met with environmentalists, and they told us why they thought it was important. And then the tribe told us why they wanted to protect the sacred nature. And the businesses told us why it was important for them to have visitors. And all of that got worked out together. So find people who share your common goal, and sometimes people who might not agree with you, and you negotiate, you work out agreement between you. And then you could take that to your Congress people and say, hey, why don't you work with us? Because when we work together, we can make all kinds of amazing things happen.
I just am so inspired by the way you're thinking about how to protect our planet. This being the 100th anniversary of the Gila National Wilderness Area, founded by Aldo Leopold, how are you going to celebrate 100 years of wilderness and parks?
I am going to be down at the Gila Wilderness. There will be many of us who will be hiking, who will be talking about the importance. And then I'm going to dedicate myself to making sure that I do the work in Congress so that we can continue to protect new areas and listen to the people who want to protect the places in their own backyards, in their own states, in their own communities.
I love it. Congresswoman, thank you so much for being with us on the Children's Hour. We've learned a lot from you.
I've learned a lot from your questions.
If you want to write your congresspeople about protecting the earth where you live, you can find a link to get you started at childrenshour.org. Look for this episode, Protecting Earth. This is from Music for a Green Planet, right here on the Children's Hour.
This old man, he had one soggy piece of a hot dog bun with a knick-knack paddywhack to the compost bin. He grinned and simply tossed it in. This small town, it had two windmills spinning as air blew through. With a knick-knack paddywhack, harness all the wind. Windmills spin and power begins. My friend's dad, he drives 3 and carpools for my friends and me. With a knick-knack paddywhack filling every seat, he saves on gas every time we meet. This old man, he bought 4 metro passes to the shore. With a knick-knack paddywhack, moving people fast, trains can help our planet last. Light bulbs with longer lives. With a knick-knack paddywhack, more efficiency. Lights that save electricity. This old man, he saw 6 hybrid cars do mileage tricks. With a knick-knack paddywhack plus a battery, they save on fuel economy. This old man, he saw 7 continents on earth from heaven. With a knick-knack paddywhack, it looks good from there when every country does its share. This old man, he wrote 8 letters to the heads of state. With a knick-knack paddywhack, he said, let's be green, keep our air and water clean. line with a knick-knack, paddywhack, power from the sun. Just plug them in and your house can run. This old man, he gave 10 warm old coats to 10 cold men. With a knick-knack, paddywhack, he said we can choose to give away what we don't use. This old man, he's so smart, and shows us how we can do our part. With a knick-knack, paddywhack, it's not hard to do. Green is best for me.
Earth Day's my birthday. Do you know what I wanna do? Earth Day's my birthday today. I'm Teddy the tree and I'm tall, you see, so everybody looks up to me. I'll tell you what I wanna see on my birthday, my Earth Day. I wanna take all of your CO2 and turn it into oxygen for you. I want to be that shady climbing tree and share my leafy canopy. 1, 2, 3, 4. Earth Day's my birthday. Do you know what I wanna do? Earth Day's my birthday today. It's my birthday. Earth Day's my birthday. Got some ideas to share with you. Earth Day's my birthday today. Hey, 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 hey. I love leaves, I love the birds and bees. They're my responsibility. I'll tell you what I wanna see on my birthday, my Earth Day. I want long limbs and I wanna live large. I wanna meet another evergreen named Marge. And when we reach up to the skies, we will photosynthesize. Earth Day's my birthday. Gonna drop seeds and grow some roots. Earth Day's my birthday today. Hey, 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 hey. Earth Day's my birthday. Gonna branch out with nuts and fruits. Earth Day's my birthday today. Hey, hey, hey. Don't burn me up. Don't cut me down. Give me some wind and hear my song. Climb up my branches, sing along. Earth Day's my birthday. Do you know what I wanna do? Tell me! Earth Day's my birthday today. It's my birthday. It's my birthday. Earth Day's my birthday. I got some cool ideas to share with you. Earth Day's my birthday today. Happy birthday to you today.
That was Earth Day's My Birthday, brand new Debbie Derryberry, who is a cartoon voice as well as a kid's musician. She's the voice of Jimmy Neutron and Draculara. And her new album is called Gotta Go Green. We agree. I'm Katie Stone, and today on the Children's Hour, we're learning about how to protect wild places. So far, we've met with Congresswoman Teresa Leger Fernandez from New Mexico to hear about how she is trying to create a new wilderness area in northern New Mexico. She's also wanting to reinstate the Every Kid in a Park program, which used to give all U.S. fourth graders free passes to our national parks. It's a good idea to connect kids with our public lands for sure, but there's another way to get kids who are ages 5 to 13 out into nature. It's the Junior Ranger program. Evan from our kids crew explains.
I first learned about the Junior Ranger program through a magazine my godmother gave me. It sounded really interesting, and since we were about to go on a trip to the Four Corners area, I thought it was a perfect chance to become a Junior Ranger. For those kids who haven't heard of the Four Corners, it's where Arizona, New Mexico, Colorado, and Utah all come together in one point. You can even take a photo with your feet in 2 states and your hands in 2 states, so you're technically in 4 states all at the same time. Anyway, we started the trip in New Mexico and drove north to Aztec Ruins National Monument, which at the time I didn't know was part of the National Park Service. But I recognized the logo on a rug when we walked in and excitedly pointed it out to my mom. I asked the ranger if they were part of the Junior Ranger program, and they said yes. I got my first assignment and was sworn in with my first badge after an amazing treasure hunt. I was 6 years old, but you can start even younger if you have someone to help you. The Junior Ranger program is an awesome way for you, and your family too, to get to know national parks and monuments through activities like treasure hunts and even cleaning up trash in nature, in the monuments, parks, and even in the visitor centers. That's also where you get sworn in with a badge when you pledge to help protect the earth. It's a pretty cool program, the rangers are really nice, and I love my vest full of badges, patches, and trinkets. I even have some state park badges, which is a whole different story, but you can learn that for yourself when you're out exploring. For the Children's Hour, I'm Evan Daich.
You too can join the Junior Ranger program. It's totally free, and we're posting a link at childrenshour.org where you can learn all about it and see photos of Evan's adventures as a Junior Ranger. Coming up, we've got biologists and authors Lily and Barbara Kingsolver with us. You're listening to the Children's Hour, and this is Hop Along Andrew.
They call me the Yodeling Ranger. Central Park's my range. Whenever someone's in danger, hi-ho, I'm on my way. I rope the varmints that prowl. I ride to right every wrong. I hear the hoot of an owl or coyote howl, and I join right in with my song. Ah-dee, yodelay-dee-dee-do, yodelay-dee-dee-hey, yodelay-dee-dee-do. Ah-dee, yodelay-dee-dee-do, away-dee, away-yodelay-dee. They call me the Yodeling Ranger. One day we're riding along, alerted by a stranger to a goose stuck in ice in the pond. I commandeered a canoe. I broke through that stubborn ice. I saved the goose, and then what did we do? I yodeled and it hung so nice. Ah-dee, yodelay-dee-dee-do, yodelay-dee-dee-hey, yodelay-dee-dee-do. Ah-dee, yodelay-dee-dee-do.
You're listening to the Children's Hour Kids Public Radio. We'll be right back.
Thanks to the Outpost Performance Space in Albuquerque, New Mexico for hosting the Children's Hour. Support for the Children's Hour is provided by United Way of North Central New Mexico. Support provided by the City of Albuquerque and the Urban Enhancement Trust Fund. Bernalillo County is a proud supporter of the Children's Hour. Many thanks to the users at tokenibis.org who direct funds to the Children's Hour every week. Keep up with the Children's Hour and subscribe to our monthly newsletter at childrenshour.org.
I like all of the podcasts because they help me learn a lot. I'm Brooklyn Elder from Albuquerque.
Find hundreds of educational podcasts at childrenshour.org or anywhere you listen to podcasts. Look for the Children's Hour.
There's a school I know that's kinda crazy. The principal is is a chimpanzee. The teachers are turtles and tigers and storks, and some of my buddies have tongues that fork. School of the wild, school of the wild. Everybody's living in the school of the wild. School of the wild, school of the wild. Everybody's living in the school of the wild.
I never know what clothes to wear, 'cause sometimes we have class in the ozone layer. That's into the ocean for a gym with the shark. Then music in the meadow with the fire in love.
School of the wild, school of the wild. Everybody's living in the school of the wild. School of the wild, school of the wild. Everybody's living in the school of the wild. Have you ever asked a flea how it jumps so high, or studied navigation with a butterfly?
Have you listened to a speech given by a rock? Or interviewed the insect living on your block?
School of the wild, school of the wild. Everybody's living in the school of the wild. School of the wild, school of the wild. Everybody's living in the school of the wild.
Sometimes things get a little nuts, but with the juncos and the jaguars and the badger proud.
So the seahorse and the serval and the rabbits say, hush, you'll scare us away if you talk too much. School of the wild, school of the wild. Everybody's living in the school of the wild. School of the wild, school of the wild. Everybody's living in the school of the wild.
Like the birds and the bugs and the big blue whale.
The scallops and the slugs and everything with a tail. Be like them, get an educated child. Spend your days in the school of the wild. School of the wild, school of the wild. Everybody's living in the school of the wild. School of the wild, school of the wild. Everybody's living in the school of the wild. School of the wild, school of the wild. Everybody's living in the school of the wild.
That was from a cool compilation release called Ask the Planet. And that song, School of the Wild, was Laura Love, Bill Sims Jr., and the Missoula Coyote Choir. In honor of Earth Day, we're thinking about wild places and how we can spend more time in them and get the most out of them. And recently we got the chance to talk with two people who have written the perfect story for Earth Day. Barbara and Lily Kingsolver are biologists, but you might recognize Barbara from the covers of her Pulitzer Prize-winning novels. Together with her daughter, they tell the story of Coyote's wild home. Lily tells us more.
So both of these children of their respective species, the child and the coyote pup, go on a journey and they learn different things. The coyote is learning basically how to be a coyote from his auntie, which is a real thing that happens. The mother's female siblings, the aunties, will help coyotes learn to hunt, to navigate the area where they live. That is real science. And so this coyote goes on a journey where he's learning from his auntie. And at the same time as he's on this journey, a child, a girl named Diana, goes into the forest with her grandfather. And so she's also learning from an adult who isn't her parent about the area. She learns about her place in the food web and in the natural world. And so both of these children are going on their own kind of learning journeys in the same place at the same time without ever meeting.
Why did you choose to set the book in an Appalachian forest? Does that have a special connection to you?
It's my home territory. I grew up in Kentucky. We love the woods. And in fact, this is how personal it is. The illustrator, Paul Maroka, is an old family friend of ours. And he flew out from Tucson and spent a week on our farm.
So some of the illustrations in the book are specific spots from the farm where I grew up or the meadow. The coyotes are creeping through. All of those species are real species that Paul observed growing in Appalachia. And it was really important to us to have an accurate representation of this biome, this habitat that's so important to us.
One of the things we really wanted to talk about in this book is predators. Predators have gotten a really bad rap in children's books. It's the big bad wolf, it's the big bad bear, and that's a reflection of our culture. As Europeans colonized North America, they systematically killed all the large predators. The red wolf, which was the most important predator in the eastern woodlands where we live, went extinct because people killed them. And likewise, the wolves in the West and the bears have been really very much suppressed by humans. And even still, but as biologists, Lily and I have learned that predators are extremely important. When you have the predator in place, that holds the species diversity in place. And when you take the predator out, you lose species. We wanted to really get that into this very simple book to kind of counteract that fear that children and their parents might have of predators. And also to point out that we're predators too.
That's Barbara Kingsolver, and I learned so much about coyotes through your book. It's full of wonderful educational materials, and we're sharing a link to those at childrenshour.org. Look for this episode, Protecting Earth. But I wonder, of all the things that you learned about coyotes while writing and researching this book, what sticks to you the most?
There are so many cool things about coyotes. How the siblings of the mother helped to raise the pups. I don't think that I knew that before we started writing, because at first we were writing about the parent. And then very quickly we switched to auntie, because when we looked into it, that was something real that the aunts do. I learned that the indigenous people of the American Southwest refer to the coyotes sometimes as song dogs, because they have so many interesting vocalizations and because they communicate with each other so often. And I love that fact. And I think that's such a beautiful way to appreciate them and the things that they're good at, like talking to each other.
Something I learned, and it is true that in the early 2000s, I wrote a book called Prodigal Summer, and one of the characters is a coyote biologist, and coyotes were fairly new to Appalachia at that time. We rarely saw them. Now they're everywhere and they're very common. In my novel, I wrote about the fact that coyotes were migrating into the region because there is a space for them that was left empty when humans killed the red wolves. I think that's so fascinating. It makes this book very topical because over the last, let's say 30 years, coyotes have been migrating from their original home in the desert Southwest up north across Canada and then down into Appalachia, and they're now found in every state of the United States. A lot of people who don't know better think this is scary and terrible. They say, oh no, the coyotes are invading and we're scared and they're going to eat my dog or whatever. Well, no, they don't want to attack your dog. They eat like 25% of their diet is vegetarian. And they also eat mice and rats, which people don't especially like. Their main diet is things that, they're helping with the balance of your neighborhood, flora and fauna. They're fixing a problem that humans created 200 years ago. I think that's really special, and it's kind of a big thing for people to think about.
I love that. Barbara and Lily Kingsolver are the authors of the new exquisite book. It's called Coyote's Wild Home. You can find it at a library or bookstore near you. This is Joanne Shenandoah, right here on the Children's Hour.
Beautiful, beautiful moon, shining for all to see. I'm such a lonesome coyote, howling for my sweet
That's Joanne Shenandoah with Coyote's song right here on the Children's Hour. I'm Katie Stone, and today's episode has been for Earth Day. We call it Protecting Earth. And we hope that on this Earth Day, you commit to doing something this year that will help protect your Mother Earth in some way. Maybe you plant a tree or join the Junior Ranger program. And earlier on the show, we heard about Evan and his commitment to the Junior Ranger program. And it started at a place called Aztec Ruins. It's a national monument in New Mexico, and it's one of the greatest treasures in our National Park Service. You can learn more about the ancestral Pueblo people who lived there once upon a time back before any Europeans came to this continent. You'll learn a lot if you go visit the national parks and become a Junior Ranger just like Evan. Find pictures and links about everything you heard today on the show at childrenshour.org. Look for this episode, Protecting Earth. We've got time for just one more song. We're going to go out with one of our old favorites. This is the Sippy Cups. You've been listening to the Children's Hour, and we'll catch you next time.
It's a go, it's a stay. We got one more to play. But you gotta sing it with us. Everybody's talking about broccoli, monopoly, rutabagas, fat bodegas, iceberg, goldberg, salad greens, tangerines, carrots, and carrots, and carrots, and all we are saying is give peas a chance. All we are saying is give peas a chance. Everybody's talking about green beans, red beans, blue beans, white beans, potatoes, tomatoes, National Guard, Swiss chard, Iraq, six-pack candy, and all we are saying is give peas a chance. Oh yeah, all we are saying is give peas a chance. Yeah, everybody's talking about Dan Zanes, Ralph's World, Charity, and Gail Schmidt, Rocky, Barney, and they might be giants, and Wiggles, all we are saying is give Sippies a chance. All we are saying is give Sippies a chance. All we are saying is give peas a chance. All we are saying is give peas a chance.
The Children's Hour is produced by the Children's Hour Incorporated, a New Mexico nonprofit.
Our show was written by Katie Stone with lots of help from all of us on the kids crew.
You can find photos, links, learn-along guides, and more about us at childrenshour.org.
Today's show was produced by Christina Stella, along with me, Katie Stone. Many thanks to our guests, New Mexico Congresswoman Teresa Leger Fernandez and Barbara and Lily Kingsolver. Evan Dates wrote his own piece on being a Junior Ranger.
Find our podcast wherever you listen to podcasts, or go to our patreon.com/The Children's Hour.
Or ask your smart speaker to play the Children's Hour podcast.
We post our photos and more on Instagram and Facebook. Find us at TCH Radio.
Our theme music was written by C.K. Barlow.
Thanks for listening to the Children's Hour, Kids Public Radio.